the town could live with. It didn't require us to spend money. It recommended that we look at things and approach things in a climate-smart environment. I'm very proud of my vote on that. I'm very proud to support that. And we are looking at ways to be more climate smart. This year we'll be doing, we've applied for a grant to get money to do an energy study on this building. We hope to be able to tap into some grant funds to do upgrades to the heating system in this building, to reduce our carbon footprint and to find ways to reduce costs for operation. We're also looking at things like hybrid cars in our fleet to see if that's a better approach for our vehicle fleet in improving emissions and improving our environment. So I very much support the Climate Smart Community Initiative. It may be not everything that all of us would like to see, but it's a step in the right direction. And working with the town board, we'll continue to make that even a stronger initiative as we move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Cunningham. Next question. Some have argued that Bethlehem has historically been Delmar-centric. What would each of you propose over the next few years to increase participation and give equal recognition to other hamlets in Bethlehem like Selkirk and Glenmont?
Nice question. Well, I can tell you one of the things that we started, actually a project that we started just today that I think may address some of those issues, is that we started building the sidewalk, to complete the sidewalk on Ellesmere Avenue and extend the sidewalk on Purebush Road from Ellesmere to Wemple Road that will now connect Glenmont to Bethlehem by sidewalk. It'll be the first time that those two communities are connected. And as I talked earlier about connections, this is one of the initiatives that I've been trying to do, is connect the community and make people feel more like they're part of the town of Bethlehem instead of part of separate hamlets. I think it's important that we view the town as the town of Bethlehem and not different areas of town. Regarding sections of town, I mean, I travel all around the town. I'm in Selkirk and South Bethlehem. I'm a member of the Grange. I go to the clam bakes down at the South Bethlehem Fire Department. I have friends all over town, and I'm traveling not only just campaigning, but just being around and talking to people. So I try to promote Woodtown all the time. I believe with the town of Bethlehem, and that's my answer.
Thank you very much. Mr. Messina.
I've been reading recently that some of our communities are looking at both wind and solar energy opportunities. Colony and I think Saratoga is looking at solar energy. I would add to the things that we need to look at those elements, both for our town facilities and also in other areas. We purchased rain barrels for the town. Probably not a bad idea, but I think $80,000 was expended on rain barrels, and I'm addressing the question that was earlier asked, and that could have been purchased directly by people. We didn't need a green policy for that. On the subject of are we one Bethlehem, is 445 Delaware Avenue really the center of things? Let me say this. People that become disenfranchised from their government for any reason is not good. You have to take government to the people sometime. When I speak about having town board meetings around town, we could set some of the agenda items up for their interest to encourage communications. Mr. Cunningham talked about hamlets. Sometimes in our differences in diversity is really our strength. Maybe we need a different sort of hamlet environment in Selkirk than we do in Slingerlands. So I think there's a lot that we can do to reach out to people, to show them that we are one Bethlehem, and still have diversity that strengthens the fabric of our community.
Thank you. This will be our last question of the evening before our closing statements. I'm sure that it will be able to be addressed within the 2 minutes, and it is, what are the 3 most important issues facing Bethlehem, and how would you deal with them?
The 3 most important issues in our community right now, at this time in our existence, are dealing with the fiscal realities that we'll be facing. We have increasing costs, and we have decreasing revenues. We've got to be creative, we've got to be bold, we've got to work together, and if we do that, we can find ways so that we can save dollars and also maintain the quality of our community. I talk with the seniors. I see people on fixed income, and I know what they're dealing with. And I remember seeing tears in a man's eyes about a month ago when he said he had to sell his home, and he actually was at a six-figure income, could not afford to live here anymore. That's one area. The other area is we need to have a new way of thinking about governance and politics. We can strive to have the best in both, where we can work together as a community without divisiveness and to see the strengths and benefits of where we can go together. The third piece is quality of life in Bethlehem, whether it's our infrastructure and leading boldly there to do the right things, or a noise ordinance, or a strategic or capital plan. We need to get these things in place, and I think we need strong professional management to do that job. I would say those are the three things that I think are most important in Bethlehem right now.
Thank you, Mr. Messina. Mr. Cunningham, the three most important issues facing Bethlehem, how do you deal with them?
Okay. I would have to start also with the physical constraints that we're realizing right now. The recent economic downturn has had a pretty drastic effect, not only in this municipality, but municipalities across the state. And the way we are dealing with them is, as I indicated earlier, we've cut our budget. We're looking at expenses all the time. We're also working with other municipalities to find ways to share services, to find ways to fund our projects without adding an additional burden to the taxpayers. I indicated that earlier on that our infrastructure is a major issue for this town. You'll be hearing a lot about infrastructure regardless of who's on the town board in the next 5 years, because we have some major issues that need to be addressed. Our water plant has reached its useful life and will be out of EPA standards by 2012. So we'll need to be doing things to address that. We've also got major issues with our sewer pipelines, which we've talked about earlier. Finally, I think that one of the projects, I wouldn't say it's a major issue as much as one that the public is very concerned about, and that is pedestrian access here in town. I've been working very hard over the last 2 years to start sidewalk initiatives here. As I indicated earlier, we're going to be building sidewalk down on Fearbush Road, which I'm excited about. We've also gotten grant funding through the Safe Routes to School project to do a sidewalk over on Orchard Street. And just recently, we passed an initiative here in the town board to design our streets with pedestrian and bicycle access as well, so that the paradigm is not to try and figure out a way to include it, but to justify when you're not going to include it in our road designs. So that's one of the primary initiatives that we'll be undertaking in the next few years.
Thank you very much. At this time, I would like our candidates to give their closing statements in reverse order of their opening statements, which means Mr. Messina, you were first.
Again, I would like to thank the League of Women Voters and Spotlight newspaper for hosting this debate, but mostly to the people of Bethlehem to show up, to take time out of your Thursday evening to be here to find out about the candidates. And the people on Channel 18 that will be watching this. I once worked for a terrific person. I've worked for a bunch of them. This was Secretary of State Gail Schaefer. She headed up the Office of Local Government Services while being Secretary of State, and I could see her involvement and leadership when it came